eBay reseller news now. It's me, Primo Kimo, and the lady. eBay resell news now. Well, aloha everybody. Welcome to Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Yes, and I'm sure you all are wondering what could be so great. Why am I have a S-eating grin on the thumbnail? Why am I saying "Here comes the sun"? Why do I appear to have a poo with the paw in the honey pot look on my face? That is because I'm in full denial. That is because I'm able to be in full denial. So yeah, that's the truth is that eBay sucks real bad, and I'm gonna do everything I can to keep my brain out of that. One of the things that I've had to do lately is I am not employed by anybody else, but I technically have a second job. I'm not. You want to let me talk about it, right? I'm not supposed to talk about it. I'm not supposed to talk about it. I can tell you I have it, but I can't tell you what it is or talk about it at all. But no, I make websites, so I've had to take on a couple of clients in these times because of the times. But what's very exciting is that in the nick of time, in like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, I literally 5 minutes ago finished this beautiful, I don't know if it's 18 months. I didn't actually factually check it, so it's going to be interesting to see if I got this right. I will take 1 second, and I would love to say hello to all you lovelies out there. We will Freya, Patricia, Biff Boffo, Jen, JRKR, Carl, eBay Life, Callie Debs, Paul Rose. Let me scroll up. Jack is here. Spam Banshee is in 2 places at once. Very exciting. Welcome, everybody. That's Pokey. So what the heck am I talking about? Let's jump right into it, shall we? By the way, I was on Pickin' Ain't Easy, Flippin' Ain't Easy with John on Friday. Oh, watch that. I had a lot of fun over there. It was nice. Let's see. Let's go small. There we are. Okay. So I took a second. I know you're excited, Pokes. Give me a break. We have, this may or may not be accurate. I don't technically know if I did this right. And I'm pretty sure it's right. But because we can't see the actual dates, I had to put dates on it. And I think I did this all right. So let's just peruse this. This will be interesting to Biff Boffo and you number people, because I went back to October 3rd, 2022. And I wanted to look at my patterns and behavior at the time. And what I noticed first is I've been doing the reset for a very long time. These spikes and then the gradual downness. That's how a reset used to work on eBay. You used to, although this is a reset after promoted listings was introduced, I wasn't able to go far enough back to see before I listed. But up until April, June of last year, I promoted listing just whatever they told me to, whatever I thought was good, probably 5%. And then as they started asking for more, I started doing it less. Interesting way to motivate people. Do something like this. And I think that probably might be a little bit have to do with the type of people that resellers are in some cases, business people. And then there's those of us who are resellers. We're not necessarily running businesses. We're creating jobs for ourselves, that kind of thing. And I think that I think I lost my train of thought already. Don't you ding me. How dare you, Windows security. Because I saw Good Karma Antique come in and say had a decent weekend. Surprise. We didn't have it. We had a really crappy weekend, but we had a decent Sunday. So 0 sales. I could go, well, hold on. Are you looking at the big thing or me? No, you're looking. Okay, let's go all the way down here. Check this out. This goes all the way down to today or yesterday. And if you look at my sales down here at the bottom, down in this area, I don't know if you can see the little magnifying glass, but you'll see on the 12th no sales, on the 15th no sales, on the 17th no sales, and today no sales yet, because today's the 19th. Yeah, so it's a big busted thing right now. But I have some ideas, and I have some ways to maintain and purvey and whatever positivity in your life, because it's important. It's important to keep it up. Sometimes you just got to fake it until you make it. And unfortunately, it's about positivity, about eBay in this case. So anyway, so we go all the way back to 2022, and you can see my behaviors, and you can see sort of like where my impressions and where the page views sat, and you can see the spikes of resets. October 21st, November. These are spikes. This is sort of how it used to look in between resets. And you can see here when you did a reset the next day on impressions, it would be a gradual slowdown, not just the next day nothing. So that's how we used to look at it. Then you can see here how it looks like in the January of 2023 they did something else with visibility, and they just gave you a whole lot less views and impressions. And you can look at I left the sales in here so you can kind of see how the sales go. So you can tell, like in December, it looks like there was more there. And in the first quarter, it looks like there's, it's sparser for sure. But you can see what a reset did. Pop, and then boom, 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 boom. And then pop, boom, 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 boom. But you can see in the impression world, if you had promoted on, how it would give you a gradual slope down instead of like a boom slope. But your page views were boom slopes, so I guess that's also important. Then somewhere around April, where we talked about how this is where we fell off the cliff, the nightmare. Here's the interesting part. April and June, this is when the nightmare happened. You see the increase of offsite. You see offsite increasing. Boom. So right here in the second quarter of last year, you start seeing organic impressions start to change their general shape of how they're being delivered. Now there's more in the end of but that could be because of fourth quarter. So then you have sort of like, this is like in regular quarter, so you kind of see how it works. Here you start to see a spike in organic views and some spiking of the, you start to see how low it is here, the dark blue, that being the offsite. That is really small. Then in the time where we all saw our sales drop, it starts to get bigger. And you can see right here on June 1st, they boosted all visibility, both impressions and organics. And did we do something? June was our best-selling month last year. So this is why. Was it because we listed better stuff, more stuff? We actually did do that. So there was a boost in sales in June. So you can look at that either way you want, that we had more items on here, so we had more visibility, and the fact that perhaps they are starting to pump up visibility here for some reason. Then you see the January 3rd through September 30th. You see, I don't know what you're seeing here really, but you do see I start to do July is when I started to see because these aren't leading to sales. Oh, here you go, right here. The end of June of 2023. See this huge hump of sales right here? And then we started to see it slack off in 0 days and start to get a little more spiky throughout July. And then in the middle of August, which is, I guess, what we kind of expect, though, in the middle of August, you see, where am I? Here I am. You see it start to really decay a little bit. I mean, it all depends on how, you interpret these numbers. With the exception of June, we did not pump our store full of anything. We just kept refilling the store, keeping it at about 2,000 items. So that's what you see here. You see me doing all the nuclear reset every 4 days at this point in July. That's when I started doing it. Little sloppy about it. I mean, it was like 5 days, 6 days, 4 days, 4 days. Then somewhere around September, I started doing it every 4 days, like clockwork. And you could definitely see when I didn't do it, what happened. There's a big difference. And then you get to the most interesting part. Here in October of 2023, you see at the end of October, you see this huge spike in organic impressions. So, and I got to tell you, I don't really understand it. Maybe I'm going to look a little bit at this. Anybody understand what I'm looking at here? They're giving me all these, but sales are in the pooper. But they're giving us all these. Why? I don't know. How did these show up? I forget already. But then you show as soon as they gave them to us, or to me, you see here, they gave them to us. I stopped promoting right around November 14th. And it continued for a while fine. And then on December 9th, they started draining them from me. So I'm just curious if I could have some of these mixed. Let me see. No. November 21st. I see. This last one is showing November 21st through the rest of the year. So it's not exactly on the same timeline. It's duplicating some of these numbers. So it's showing you just from right here till the end of the year. That's all that is. But they gave you the numbers and then they took them away. So they pumped me up in October and then they gave them away. Interesting. Maybe. What does anybody think about that? I didn't have enough time to really think about it, so I just wanted to print those out and see what happened. Go big. I'm going to use this thing and go big. Nope, that was the wrong go big. Hold on. I'll get it. Big with news. Aloha, I'm back. Okay. So, I'll try to go back and see where if anybody commented on my amazing super long picture that I had to make. Everybody's saying aloha. Aloha, Patricia. Aloha, Ifafo. Lag's in the house. Aloha, Lag. Haven't seen you here for a while. Welcome. Like we said, Spam's here. Gina's here. Motorcycle Dork is here. Kevin is here. Ladybug is here. Good Karma's here. Had that great weekend. Surprise. Or as Weird Al says in UHF, supplies. It's a little on the edge there nowadays. The 1980s just crumbled into cringe. Although I still like my 80s cringe a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. So I do see a couple people saying, as I'm getting below, Jack's saying he's having craptacular sales, which is good. I mean, not good, which is bad, but it's the same as I'm having. So I'm saying it's the same. Etsy is where the market for them to. Okay, that's not about this. eBay does not pay to use Google. A lot of activity is happening in the chat. A lot of problems are being solved. I am not part of them. So just solve the problem. As long as the problems get solved, I'm fine with that. Good Karma hates no sales days. They kill the average for the years. I don't even count them anymore. I'm just like done. I can't even count. Zero sales mean nothing to me. I go just cold over them. I'm just like, whatever. I just will not accept. What do we have here? We have a color. Sputnik Buck is in the house. Thank you. I'm going to heart that. Then I'm going to 100% myself. I'm going to heart myself some more. As long as I'm over here, I'm just going to emoticon myself to within an inch. I'll even give me some of these surprise looks. I'm so surprised. But thank you so much, Sputnik Monkey. I really appreciate that. You're not a full-time reseller, so you don't understand the pressures that we're under to keep you supplied with vintage goods. But thank you so much. Let's see. Just amazing. Just a minute here. Had a couple of offers to send today. Then suddenly I instantly had another 32 to send. None have converted to sales, but it makes no sense. So you had one of those. I've had those before where just like I'm really low on right now, currently low on offers out, which is how most of my sales happen. The reset gets me that first day sort of. But as you were looking, wait, let's go look at here again. First day reset used to pretty much give you we can look at this last day here, this last November 21st through February 18th. It used to give you a pretty decent reset. And I'm up here at 750 page views per day. Then on December 9th, they dropped it to, where I'm flirting above, but mostly below 500 page views a day. By the end of February, I'm flirting around the 250 page views a day. Now, this is with the same inventory, doing a reset using the, first day reset organic impressions to drive sales as opposed to promoted listings. And I think I think it is telling how this goes down here. I'm very impressed with this last 3 months, how they've turned the knob down on offsite and organic views. Even organic views are getting incrementally smaller. So, and when I say smaller, I mean the distance between this. So you can look at these. This is not a real one, but if you hover over these, you can read these, and they run somewhere in the, they'll say 750 page views this day and, 178 on this day. That's all. I'm not going to talk about this anymore, right? Unless you want to see that again. But I'm pretty amazed. This is a pretty good, that's a good long thing. I had to cut and paste and make a big long picture. Surprised I got it done today. Carl says, wait, let me go up here and make sure I got everybody up top. Amy's here. Hi, Amy. Quirky Picker Chad is here as well. Welcome. Soon, Carl says, soon as you stop promoting, your listings get put back into top 20 search. Yes. So, along with, and I appreciate the words from Heavy Metal Picker that was talking on your channel there, Carl. I generally get, I tend to be like, sort of when somebody says, never mind something, I'm like, well, it's not the most important thing in the world. It's definitely not, it's not the best way to do anything, but it is something. And I don't like it when people sweep some things under the carpet when they really can be useful for certain things. Not necessarily for the data that they're providing, that 20% of your impressions are in the top 20 or 70 are there. It's how you can manipulate them doing different promoted listings things, and how when you do promoted listings at all, you lose them. That's what's important to me from that metric. Not the 20-70-10 as much as you're messing with my 20-70-10. Somebody's messing with my 20-70-10. Right now I'm sitting at like 24-68-12, something like that. And I did ask Heavy Metal Picker, and I'd love for somebody to tell me why I would want to grow that third spot. And if I do want to grow that third spot, does that mean that the first two spots, the top 20 and the rest of search slot impressions, are no longer important? If I want to be in that third non-search slot impression place, which one's best? There is an answer to this question. Is top 20 search impressions best? Is rest of search slot best? I'm just going to go ahead and say no on that. So, sorry, rest of search slot impressions, you do not win. But top 20 seems to win. And people are, Heavy Metal Picker was explaining to me that if you have more items in there but less percentage, it means more items actually get that top. You get more impressions in the top 20, but that doesn't mean that if you have 25% on there and you have 2,000 items, 2,250. Wait, what am I trying to say? 25% of. No, I got to do it. This is not good. Hold on, I got to get out my calculator here. So, let's just do 1,000. 25% of 1,000 is 250. So, multiply that times 2, you got 500. So for 2,000 at 25%, that means 500. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means your impressions, whatever impressions you're getting on those items, are getting. Yeah, see, I get confused by this stuff. Are they actually telling me that? Because when Heavy Metal Picker came in and said it's 5%, really drove me batty. Do you know? Do you know what I'm talking about? No, I wasn't listening. Yeah, it's better not to listen to me. It's the 20-70-10. If that top 20 search slot impression number is higher, it's better. Unless it isn't. Change my mind. Change my mind. Okay, so let's see. And I know Carl's like right in this right now, so he's probably might have something to say about this. Let's see. Does anyone do well on Posh that doesn't sell clothes? I don't know, Jen. Yeah, that's a good question. I hear, some people say that you can slip stuff into Posh that isn't clothing, but, obviously it is made since you have to like share your closet. You share your closet. Guess what? A lot of our closets, have like all of our old toys in it. If you go to your, parents' house, do they still have a closet with all your stuff in it? So I guess Posh closets could be for old collectibles too. eBay is all over the place, but on average has stayed the same. Posh has gone up since I started Auto Posher program. Posh, well, of course you sell clothing, so that's why you're on the Posh. Paul had a couple of offers today. Oh, that was a 32. Yes, I've had that happen a couple times. Not very often though. And I think I was showing you that my offers are down. So right now I have maybe 18 offers. Back in June, I was sending out, one day I had 68 offers to send out. Now I'm just fumbling around with 12 to 16, I guess. Maybe. I think I have 16. Had a couple sent offers is so totally effed. And that could be what's happening. But as they change it, what I'm noticing is if you don't get to those offers quick, they do disappear, and they may be disappearing more quickly. So if you're not changing them all the time, if you don't have set up automatic offers, you can do that. You should do that. It doesn't work with the reset because you have to send out one offer to set how much your automatic offers are for. So I don't even get to that point usually. Yes, thanks for this, Primo. There are a very clear change in the placement soon as you stop promoting. I knew it pulled our placement up when using promoted listings. Yeah, and I will be the first to say that I do not know totally what it means. But if it means what it says, I prefer to have top 20 placement over rest of search slot and over non-search slot. But all you have to tell me is that those top 20 search slot impressions are no longer as valuable. And then maybe the non-search search slot impressions are better now. Maybe those are where you want to be. It still doesn't make sense if those aren't where you want to be, why promoted listings is valuable. So eBay, as soon as you stop promoting, you got the top 20. Paul Rose says, yeah, offers don't to send doesn't mean watchers. Always been the same. You get when you send out at least for me, when I send out an offer, it's to a watcher. So when I do my reset, I don't. I just look at the watcher column, and so I don't reset any watchers. I let them kind of cook for a couple of days, and then I reset them. So if there is a watcher, I let them sit on there for a while. And the other big interesting thing about what I've done lately that may be affecting, although February's not a good month. You could see back when I showed you last year's, it's pretty low in February. So it's not a big deal. So actually, I'm not going to worry about it at all right now. I was going to say something and I forgot. There's a lot of forgetting going on here. You know what's really good? Fargo, that TV show. Because I'm like trying to not get mired down in eBay-ness, so that requires me not to think about stuff and to be distracted. So we've been watching some Fargo. But also we have a huge dump of stuff that's going to come to our store soon. Jack says, I have a friend who follows my store but never buys anything. She gets offers from me because eBay would make her view the eligible even though she didn't watch the item. Yeah, I mean, if you go look at an item, often eBay will pop up just look at it. You don't have to click the heart, and you don't have to actually put it in your watch list. Usually it's someone just looking at your items, but I don't know if the algorithm sees that person looking at multiple of the same type of item. Maybe that's why they let you send an offer, because they have figured out that person is looking for what you have, and they're looking on multiple different people's looking at those, so they let you send an offer. I don't know how it works exactly, but it must work to feed the algorithm, and therefore, but it must work to feed the algorithm, meaning it is trying to find sales. I know that. It's just the least annoying sales for it, the least costly sales. As soon as you stop promoting your listings, you get back. Oh, sorry. I already read that. Quirky Pickers here said, hi, thank goodness for offers, though I probably get half my orders from them. Yeah, no, I think 75% of our sales come from offers. I don't know the split between us sending them and people sending them to us, but 75% was the last metric we saw. Veronica the Buzz! Buenos dias to you too. Okay, so now I'm going into, this is the speed reading part, so I don't get too far behind. eBay Life says, this confirms my theory in my daily stats vid around my theory that you can't get both placements. Very interesting. Yes, you can't. And although I'm not quite, I'd like Kevin to verify this, because I think he said he had 28%. Because he does not promote either, and he was able to get up to about 28% in the top 20 search slot impressions. I don't think I've gotten up above 26, but most certainly I've never seen anybody above 28 or 29, maybe. I don't even think I've seen 29. So however the 20-70-10 works, the best you're ever going to get is high 20s in the top 20 search slot impression. Unless they allow certain, high rollers to be in there. I don't know how they throttle that back, but that's a hard stop. You can't get to 30. Dendecor Depot, aloha. The last 5 days, I'm starting to see a marked increase in external site views again. I have as well. I mean, it's marked in the sense that it's not horrible. Yes, I have been noticing that as well. In fact, a week ago, I saw a pretty big increase. We'll biff boffo over to this right here. So over down here at the end of this, you see on February 7th, it's pretty much the low of the external sites. Well, right here, January 17th seems to be bottomed out. Then you see just this tiny increase here. Then it bottoms out again on February 6th, hits the bottom. Then it starts growing incrementally, like each day is almost the same. Then it goes, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Then it goes down again to even lower than the first bottom. And now it's starting to pick up again. So whatever. But yeah, at the same time. Yeah, dude. Right? Well, Fargo. So boo. Boo on everything. But happy. You gotta be happy. You got to, you know what? If you're not having a great time affecting this, I talked about this last week, but it's the J-Lo effect. Am I right? Everybody loves J-Lo. That's what I was going to say. I started last week with my cheerleading. I lost my notes. I can't remember anything without notes. I was cheerleading about people using this time, if nothing's happening, to take care of themselves and do something good for themselves. But I lost it all, so. Yeah. Oh, wait, here it is. I think this is it. Here, wait. Let me find my notes. Where are my notes? Where are all my notes here? Oh, I got them. Okay. Notes. Make some positive changes to your environment on a budget. This is one thing you could do. Paint a wall. Don't spend money, because we don't have any money because eBay has it all. But like paint a wall or do something. Make small change. That's what I said. That was one thing. I said, do that. You guys, I can't be wrong in recommending you do that. Slow sales, big change. Use the time. Digital health. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. But I'm totally serious. If you hit a wall, do take some time off. Whatever it takes. Read a book. Whatever makes you happy. Take some time for yourself if you hit this wall. because the only way to sort of keep a positive outlook on this is you got to take some time, claw some time back for yourself. In digital health, this is a big one for me because I back up all my digital stuff and I do everything. But if you don't back up, it's a good idea to look at online backup just for, and I'm not selling anything. I'm just saying online backup in case your house burns down. So let's say you put all your stuff on a hard drive, but then your house burns down. Well, everything burns up. It's good to have they call that, what do they call that? Not offline backup. But anyway, co-location. You have to co-locate your data or you'll lose it. Also, if you have like a hard drive at home and it's an old Western digital, one drop of that will lose all your data. So you want to make sure you keep transferring it to new things. I did talk about that last week, but super important so you don't get disappointed and lose stuff because that sucks. Your physical health. I'm big on this right now. I am going from Jello to J-Lo right now, working not feverishly, but certainly everything. I'm working everything towards. And why do I choose J-Lo? Because she was on Saturday Night Live a couple weeks ago, and she's my exact age, about 2 weeks older than me. And I'm like, does it matter who I idolize, who I want to move more closely to in physical health? I'm choosing J-Lo. She's my health image. I want a J-Lo body. It's not. I'll get there. You wait. It'll be gross, but anyway. I'll never have a full J-Lo body, but I don't want a Ben Affleck body. I'd rather have J-Lo's body. Am I right? Yes, is the answer. Sputnik's so great. Let's see. Okay, so wait, I'm going to try. I was trying to catch up, and then I can't blame it on you because you're not even here. Who do I blame it on? Oh, Calgon, take me away. Okay, so let's see. Amy asked, "How you doing? How you doing?" She was on. Everyone saw her on Flippin' Ain't Easy, right? She survived and did a great job. Everybody's like, even the loudmouth people who came on to John's chat there were like, between Primo and John, she can't even. They're sucking all the oxygen out of the room. She's gonna suffocate. That is true. Yes. We are big loudmouths, but she talked. She's not like a strong talker. So, the fact that she was there and loving it was awesome. Boy. Okay, there's already too many words. I can never get out of this. This hole's too deep. Stop typing, you. Sputnik Monkey, stop typing. Everybody stop. Okay. Biff Boffo, heavy metal picker has good. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, yes. Heavy metal picker has good insights. I saw that. Biff Boffo. I said that. Now I lost it again. Dang. So yeah, heavy metal. Yeah. Okay. Chad. What did you think of the Weird Al movie on Roku? We loved it. That was a great movie. It's a lot of fun. And we didn't know how to take it at first, so we were surprised at the tongue-in-cheekness of the entire movie. Like we were sort of surprised by that, which was fun. Am I right? You were surprised. We were all surprised. It was a parody of a dramedy. Let's see. So I'm having a hard time seeing today. Everything's glary, very glary. I think I need a new prescription. Biff Boffo says, if you want to grow that third spot, it needs to be through Google Ads only. Okay. But do we want to grow that third spot? That I still don't know. No one's saying that you want that spot. So I still don't know. Okay, there's the comment on Biff Boffo says, heavy metal picker has some good insights. Maybe he'll arrive here one day. He's been here before, so I don't know if I annoyed him or something. He has been here. He has made some comments. But he has a tendency to be, he's being do this, don't do that. And then I'm saying, well, but wait. So anyway, sometimes that annoys people when they want to say, do this, don't do that. And then somebody says, but wait. But I think from what I have heard from him, he has had actually some good things. But I'd like to know from him specifically what he makes of the 2070-10, because he was just discounting it completely. And I don't think it's the most awesome thing in the world either. I just think it's something. It's one of those things that I know where it's moving to, that I can affect it. It's one of the few things on here I can affect. The nuclear reset makes I can affect my page views and impressions. With the 2070-10, that shows that. Well, it shows that I'm not promoting. Those are the two things I do to affect my store. Jeez Louise. Yes, I'm trying to understand the parameters. Biff Boffa says you want to grow third spot. Google Ads. Why do I want to grow third spot? Den Decor says the other thing I'm selling with your data, I'm seeing with your data and mine, is that eBay is capping everyone because their servers farms can't handle things. I don't know about that, Den Decor. I mean, I make the assumption that there's plenty of server space out there, and there's plenty of co-located server space in the world. I don't think that we're at a lack of that. There's cost involved in it, that's for sure. So I think they can handle it. What's the cost of handling it? And that could be the thing that limits them, you know. And I suppose in a highly calculating situation, you most certainly can look at both the processing power it takes to do a nuclear reset list every day, and just low sell-through rate items, how they have to support those low sell-through rate items. So I get it. I get. But it does not mean that you don't have to take the low with the fast, because I just don't think you can run a business without them both. So that's me saying that. Paul Rose, to be honest, I know a lot will disagree. I only give so much credence to the accuracy of most of the stats they give us. I'm very dubious of the stats too. The great dubiosity that I feel about the stats, you may laugh at that word. You're welcome. The dubiosity is, I mean, they used to give us all these views, and then one day they were like, oh, we're recalculating how we give you views. So, for instance, before, if you got 1 million views on this, you will now get 2. And right there, I will tell you 2 reasons why that happened. One, because probably some sort of SEC, some sort of governmental regulatory thing. Regulations are things. So they couldn't just sell us all this bullcrap promoted listings with garbage views. So they had to get a handle on those views first before they could start selling us garbage promoted products. So that, I think, that's what I'm going with. I feel really confident about that story. What I don't feel confident is 2070-10 or the third spot in 2070-10 external site slots. I just don't know if they're good. I need somebody to tell me if they are. Tell me. I need to know. Well, Biff tells you. And I'm not looking at Biff's comments then. I want to live in pure ignorance. Let's see. Okay, I got to scroll down now. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Me too, Biff. See, talking to Biff. Now I got to find myself again. Biff Boffo, if you want to grow the third spot. Okay, I read that. Paul Rose, to be honest, read that. Patricia says the published stats on which listings in search consumers actually click and try are depressing. They just poop. I know people who have. I know J-Ride's hurting right now. Do not tell me J-Ride doesn't have slow sales right now. I guarantee it. Which brings me up to the second part of this conversation. If I can find Biff Boffo's comment, which I want to find. It's right down below. Okay, I'm gonna go down below. Where you were. There's a fire down below. Did you hear about that? ZZ Tops used to tell us about it. I don't see it. Biff Poffo, since I've done Google Ads, my non-search has gone up to 14. My hypothesis is that people are landing right in my store from Google without having to search anything. Okay. So what's keeping mine at 12.8 right now? Why am I at 12.8 and I'm not doing anything? So again, I think it's probably more of a matter of you have a lot of listings. So, I think that I'm going to show bigger swings depending on everything than you are, I imagine. Outdoor World says Jack's part, the arm part is the hardest of all. I don't know what that means, but that's okay. Biff Buffo, how are you paying to convert it? How much are you having to pay per converted sale, do you think? Jack is asking. Biff says, honestly, no idea. There's no definitive way to track conversions. That seems like something that you'd want to know when you're paying for something, if it works. Good Karma says Resident Alien is hilarious. I've been binging it. Remember we watched that for like first 2 seasons? We did, and then I don't know how many seasons they're on. Maybe we should revisit that. That was definitely a pandemic because we watched all the TV during the pandemic. Remember that? Like literally, we watched all the television. We saw the entire internet. Like it's Google sometimes said you're at the end. There's no more. That they did that to us, and so did Netflix and Hulu and Prime and everybody else. Let's see. Primo. I see my name, but let me just make sure that I didn't miss something. Great. How are you? Outdoor Worlds. I have sent nearly 30 offers on the weekend. Got 1 sale from the offers. It's better than nothing. Absolutely. Now I do 20% on my offers. So I don't do markdown sales and stuff because I do 20% on my offers. So I probably do limit myself sometimes with my different techniques, but I do 20% offers because I feel like that's the minimum that someone is for sure going to grab you. So we do make most of our sales through that technique. So I would say if I sent out 30, I would get 15 sales with the 20% off. Den Decor says Biff James can see sales somehow on his Google no, he sees his offsite ads from eBay, I think. But from Google, I'm not sure. Maybe you can't see them. Or am I getting those two confused? One of them you can see them, one of you can't. If you get the offsite views through eBay, you can see where they're coming from, maybe. And if you get them through Google, you cannot, maybe. Tell me if I'm right. Paul Rose said Primo mentioned on John's stream Friday, but he missed it. The no fees except promoted internationally UK is only on newer accounts applied to my second account, only 10 months old. Interesting. So another indication that they don't like. I mean, it's okay. I understand why they wouldn't. Established accounts don't need this. They're trying to encourage the smaller accounts. I get it. But another reason, another maybe even factor on why you should open a second new account if you don't already have one. And put your lower sell-through rate items on there. Or maybe your old one should be the old sell-through rate items and your new store should be the high sell-through rate. Not sure on that, but these are we do have 2 stores that experience different. The new store is treated differently than the old store. So thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. Good Karma Antiques. Commonwealth Picker states his YouTube channel basically functions as off-site ads, so he will not promote. We all need to use. You do. You literally, Good Karma Antiques. You do. I'm not. This was a revenue stream. Do you want me to come be big again? No one told me to be big. Now I'm all Biggie Smalls. Where do I go? I'm lost in the world. Okay, hi. What was I saying? Something very, very important. Interesting things are happening. Let's see. Commonwealth Picker YouTube channel. Yes, we should all have YouTube. Thank you, sweetie. We should all have YouTube channels, A, for revenue streams, and B, because the communication that I get from you guys, how else am I going to get that? I'm reaching out. You're giving it back to me. I need it. I need your opinions and your ideas. So I couldn't get this unless one of us has to be reaching out. In this case, I am. So yes, YouTube channels are great. I do love me some YouTube. And I do want to build my channel so that it can be a driver of traffic to my sites, because eBay is no longer. This is one of the reasons, here comes the sun. It's, I'm finally, I'm finally getting out of the basement. What was that? There wasn't a commercial where all the businessmen were shackled to oars, and they were businessmen. They all had like briefcases and everything was shackled together. I mean, it was probably an 80s commercial judging by the concept, but you definitely know when you're in a, do you all have windows by your desk? That was one of my questions. If you don't, you need a window. And then you just need to see the sun and stuff. It's almost spring too, by the way. I just said words. I don't even know what I'm talking about. 2710 is the percentage of the three. Wait, hold on. Good karma to the YouTube. 2710 is the percentage of the three. When you increase promoted, you increase the non-search results. Doesn't mean you decrease the search results. You lowered their percentages all. Right, Steve. So, but you still, a low percentage is still negative, right? I mean, a high percentage is still positive, right? You're still gaining with a higher percentage. If you have 1,000 items and you have 5 in that 20, in the 20 spot there, you only get 50 top 20 search spot impressions, right? Why is this so hard for me to grasp? I think I'm saying it right. But then when I say it, I'm like, are you conflating the number of items with the percent? Because not every item gets the same amount of views. Yeah, I'm having a conceptual block on how to think about that. That's why I'm just accepting Biff Boffo's 20/70/10. But I also know that Biff Boffo is the super interstellar protector of these numbers and has figured them out. I've tracked the absolute numbers of 20/70/10 and did see a number decrease in the top 20, which is why I found the whole thing with PL alarming. Yes. Sputnik Monkey. And if you're going to do that, you need to learn how to encrypt your data before you store it on any cloud. Sputnik Monkey. Yes, absolutely true and accurate. But you can use Backblaze, or you can use a 256 end-to-end bit encrypted BS to do it. So, I mean, that's industry standard. It's the best you're going to get. So I would use a service like Backblaze, or that's the one I use. That's the one I remember. I'm not advertising for them, but let's put that on a list. What if I advertise for them? That's one of the products I really, really like. It's like $60, $80 a computer per year. And one thing it gives you, which is kind of cool, if you run servers at your house, which I do, or I run, they are servers, but they're technically just boxes with like 5 like RAID boxes, but they're independent, and they're pretty modern. So they hold about like 21 terabytes. That's in RAID 5. So they're mirrored and striped. So stripe performance, I can lose 2 drives and still not lose the whole array. But say the array gets messed up. It gets backed up every day on this drive, and then it gives you so I can go back 30 days. I can go back a whole year. I might even have Infinity on my account now. They may have given that to me for free. So if your RAID drive is jacked, it may get backed up, jacked. So you've just got a backup of a jacked drive that doesn't work, or all your movies are messed up. You can now go back like 30 days or a year or whatever until you get to where the drive wasn't jacked. So that's really cool stuff, I would say. And also, if anybody needs a free VPN, Google is still giving away Google One VPN for free. So that's currently what I'm using. Realize when you do this, everyone's copying all your data and numbers, and now they own your soul. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's called cloud, Sputnik says. Amy, I judge people on how they smell, not how they look. Jennifer Lopez, thank you. Well, I'm keeping very fragrant. I mean, positively fragrant. It's part of my positivity program is to smell good. This is not a joke, though. I mean, I say this right now, half joking. The truth is, we have this essential oil stuff called Pakaki Lei from Hawaii that smells like these tiny little white flowers in Hawaii, Pakaki. She wears it. if she's tripping, if she's feeling anxiety, she'll go put a little bit on somewhere on her so she can just smell it. Remember that? When she had COVID, she was like huffing Pikaki Lay, although she couldn't smell it. So I also do the same. I'll put a little Pikaki Lay on occasionally for some smell-o-vision. Let's see here. Good Karma says, take the spare time to get a second job. No, I will not do that. Absolutely not. Well, I technically did do that. But my second job is just behind my computer, so I don't have to go out of the house to get it. But I would say, I mean, it depends on how much money you're down. I mean, if you can still support, if you've only lost, like we've lost the cream. So we're still supporting ourselves based on, fully on eBay. But we are dipping into savings or just skimming without dipping into savings and some, but usually dipping into savings. So that's not ideal. And that's been happening since June, so that's super not ideal. Although I think December, maybe 2 months since June, we have actually not dipped into savings. But thankfully before that, during the whole pandemic, we paid off everything, most everything. A little bit left on the house, but still most of it is paid. Let's see. Vash says, okay, Biff, absolute number is the only way and what matters. Glad you tested that. Yes. And so again, that Biff will be the first to tell you. I mean, you can't get that 20 up to 29. 28, I accept under protest. Don't think I've ever seen 28. 26, 20, I think I've had 27. Maybe only 26. Sputnik Monkey says, instead of getting a J-Lo body in 5 easy steps, focus on having 5 J-Lo bodies. Agreed. Yes. Thank you. Everyone can achieve that. It's a low barrier to entry. Callie Debs. I saw J-Lo in person. Aloha, Callie Debs. She was at a Thanksgiving gig that I did at the Gentle Barn. That's awesome. She seems like a nice lady. I mean, I don't know her personally. But she was on, by the way, did I mention she was on like 4 weeks ago on Saturday Night Live? And she had a poppin'. She was poppin'. She had a poppin', and she was poppin'. She was like poppin' fresh. But when I say this, let me just clarify this again. She's a 54-year-old woman that looked very healthy, not like strong. Like, I need to do that. I need that. But I don't want to idolize, the jacked middle-aged men with the short white hair with the pointy beard, and they've got like a 12-pack, and they're like, I don't want to take all the roids and everything that I just want J-Lo. I'm going for the soft hard body. So I'm never going to get anything beyond that. So that's the way that goes. Thank you. You're welcome. We do speak J-Lo's name here. Paul Rose, I have been promoted on listings for a while now. Sorry, I have been on 3% promoted on most listings for a while now. I am really considering dropping it altogether, but don't know whether the risk is right now as things are so bad. Paul, this is the thing. So if you drop it, you got to drop it for, tell me if anybody disagrees with this. You have to drop it for like a month. So in order to see your numbers start to like be different, non-promoted numbers. I can show you, do you want to see let me show you our other store right here, because I think this is an interesting thing. As we started promoting on it, like just 2 weeks ago, I'm trying to find my eBay page. The first thing I did was go to YouTube, because I have never have any idea where I'm going. Hey, I got 2 sales. Look at that. So at this time, what I would say is there's not a big difference. There's not a big difference between the two. So let me show you. This is a very small store. It only has 200 items in it. And also we are working on it, but it's just been a neglected store, but it is, I have been doing the reset now for a little while, so you'll be able to see that as well. But I think there's an interesting thing showing here. Oops, So check this out. Check this out. So everybody needs love. Okay, here we are. So this is it. This is the other store. And you can see I do a nuclear reset. I mean, I do a reset every other day. Nuclear reset every other day. Do the whole store. And so you could, as in the other chart, you could see how in the olden days when you did a reset, it would gradually taper down like weeks. I mean, it would go pretty far down the second day, but not this far down where you just see a stub. So you reset, stub, reset, stub, reset, stub, reset, stub. So you see that, and then all of a sudden on February 13th, you see that I maintain a similar impression number, but we started promoting again at 2.6% on all items. This is what the difference is here in impressions. So, ooh, look at that light blue. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Aren't I buying something with that? Well, you're not. You don't have to pay till it sells. But look at that. Now look at the page views. They're lower than where they, essentially where they were. So, and the days that this doesn't line up right. Why this is doing this is so annoying. Why do you do this? Okay, there we go. That's a better lineup. I can't tell if you can see that last date. Well, you don't need to see the invisible one because that's today. Anyway, so the point being that you don't really, there's no, what do you think is better about promoting in this little scenario from this last week? So my impressions, maybe those went up, but who cares? Impressions don't mean anything. Page views are exactly the same. I mean, they're technically lower. The stubs are lower than they mostly have been. So I think that promoted listings, if you take the 20-70-10 into account and you believe that the top 20% is still where you want the bulk of your impressions to be, then that number should be the highest it can be. No matter what anybody says or wants to tell me, my ears are closed. That's not true at all. This is just the way I think, and I think that's accurate. If you can keep that number, you need to, if you can raise that top 20, I think that's where you should be focused on. And interestingly, not promoting is what does that. Is that gross and weird? Yes. Let's see here. Okay. Kelly Deb, Salab, J. Low, Paul Rose. Outdoor Worlds close the promoted. Are you out of here? Yeah. Love you. Close the promoted for a day, then restart them. No need to drop more. Just refresh them. Okay. So other people probably have more experience in this with me. I just don't know. But I have you saw what my numbers look like after turning on promotions. Really nothing happened. Almost seems like they were suppressed a little bit, but that's not enough data to really tell anything from. Jen says, I recently dropped mine from 13 to 7, and it didn't seem to be doing anything. No differently, you're saying? So whether it was 7 or 13, you still got no results with either one of them? Or did you get better results with a higher number? So far, I have most people say they don't notice anything. Paul wants J-Lo to smell him. What's that? Oh, sorry. How are we going to live without you, sweetie? We're going to be lost in the number game there. Let's see here. Everybody promoted. Paul Rose. Oh, wait. I want to go here. Ooh, I saw J-Ride's name. I did have something to say about J-Ride today about part of my positivity factor. I'll just say it. Biff Boffo watched a J-Ride video and he said, I don't lose. It gave me Palpatine vibe chills. That's hilarious. Well, here's what I'm going to say about it. And it's totally not controversial at all. I'm going to say, go do what he says. I'm going to say that if our sales are down and his are great, and he says they are, go to the thrift store and buy the cameras, buy the vibrators, buy the whatever else he suggests you get. There's no way this chat room will be able to affect a huge anything. But two things are going to happen. If everybody goes buys, if J Ride tells everything he finds, sunglasses, all those things, go buy them all. Right now, go to your local thrift store, buy them all, put them on your eBay store. Even if you don't like them. If he's right, you're going to have sales. If he's right, you're going to take sales away from him. I don't know. It seems like a win-win to me. So anyway, that was just something I thought up. I was like, well, but what if everybody did do that? What if everybody bought all the massagers? There won't be any more massagers left. Biff Boffo, I'm certain that my $60 store fee more than covers any server space I take up. Oh, sorry. I think I've gone back a lot. No, I haven't. I know people. J-Ride Vizio, I don't lose. Palpatine vibes, yes. Kevin says, Paul Rose, I do gradually start by not promoting something listings, then gradually remove promoted listings as you reset old items. That's what I did and made it manageable. Okay, that's a great idea. Yeah. Although I don't start by not promoting knee listings. I don't know what that word was supposed to be. New. I got it all by myself. Yeah, that's it. I don't lose. Hey buddy, you haven't been alive long enough. There's a couple of big losing situations coming your way in life for sure. At some point. I'm not wishing those. I'm just saying they come whether you want them or not. Paul Rose, just wean yourself slowly, slow enough not to trigger the algo. Okay, then there's the other. That's why I was saying if you turn them all off, you got to wait a month. That's probably the hack way to do it. Meaning that you totally triggered the algo and they're messing with you for about a month and to see if you'll come back to it. That's sort of the experience I had. So doing it slowly, weaning, seems to be the really smart way to do it. Patricia says there's nothing. Wait, that was about a Jack comment that I did not read. Sorry, about Bibles. Paul Rose says that's the best plan. Stoic need sales this month. Lally, give me a try in the next few months. May give it a try in the next few months. Yes. And for sure, I learned on Friday on Flippin' and Easy that Bonanza basically gets you 0 sales at any time. However, excuse me, it's super easy to put stuff on Bonanza. It just sucks up all your eBay items and puts them on Bonanza. And then it's there. So that's cool. And I'm going to try that just because it's there. It can't mess with you because if anything goes bad or wrong or anything, I just won't ship the one to Bonanza. I'll stop using Bonanza. So I'm not worried about cross-posting in that particular deal. Steve Ash says my numbers are 41482. 5,300 long tail items promoted at 3.5%. And sell similar 200 a day. Sales aren't great, but not awful. About 50% sell as printed, or your asking price, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm at 75-25. So that's, offers are 75% of my business. My pricing structure is high. So I price things high. The high quality collectibles I price high, as mine are the best. That's what I say. I don't lose in collectibles. Biff, I don't want to know how well my Google ads work, but eBay doesn't allow Java in the descriptions. Aha, so you can't tell. I have to consider how sales have been since I've been using and guess. Yeah. And that's no fun that you can't. I'd really want to know. It's interesting. I wonder where we'll be in 5 years in this space and what kind of regulations are coming down the pike, if any. It'll be interesting to find out. That's for sure. Biff Buffa says, my theory about the milk and honey nature of Utah thrifts is that Mormon folks are generally well off and charitable. I'm sure I just offended somebody and I didn't mean to. No, I don't. Probably not. I mean, we have a high-end thrift store here that's got great items. They're a little more expensive, which keeps most people out of it. That's the first place and one of the only places I go because I don't need to First of all, I don't want to compete in hand-to-hand combat with people. So there was times I had something called the poop loop back 10 years ago, and then 10 years before that. So for that 10 years, I had something called the poop loop, which is all the thrift stores in my area. And I would drop Bridget off at work at 8:30, and then I would go to all the thrift stores. I did that for a decade, and then I stopped doing it because I don't want to do that anymore. So, but maybe I should start that up and go get all the digital cameras, all that stuff, all the J-Ride stuff, because you can. Oh, yeah, television remotes. This one only costs $2. I'm going to get $12 from this. That's a $5 bill in my pocket. Well, you bet. And I don't turn down $5 bills. But do I want to drive, take 3 hours out of my day for that? No, I don't. So that's more probably why. And we actually do live in a pretty nice area. Our thrift stores seem to be full of stuff. I can go and see, half a dozen massagers anytime I want. Biff Boffo. Oh, you guys are typing still. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Biff, I'm sorry. I have to go past some of these. Paul Rose, totally agree, Primo. I'm just starting to get slightly warmer and lighter here. Spring is coming. Spring is here. I mean, it's coming. It's snow on the ground outside. But the sun is at the higher place coming down at the angle with the thing. And then in the afternoon, the sun comes in like Indiana Jones and releases the well of souls in your home that I can only see like once or twice a year. So, yeah, spring is coming. And that's the good stuff. Biffrey. Okay, let's see. Outdoor World Spam. I see him. Aloha, Pokey. Pokey's gone. Pokey, are you here? Yeah, you are. Are you still back there? Hi, Bay. Can everybody see you back there? Yeah, they can. You're a good boy. I probably should get past where Spam Banshee was actually commenting to people when she was still here. Yes, I am. Because Sputnik Monkey, did I mention this? Focus on the one pack first. Another super chat from Sputnik Monkey who, and you're out. Sorry. I didn't say that. I didn't say goodbye to you. Apologize. Sputnik is the best. Isn't he great? Vanilla, love vanilla. Vanilla sucks. Somebody doesn't like vanilla. Ladybug, vanilla Cokes are the best. Jen's like, I don't like vanilla. Ladybug's like, I like vanilla. Vanilla's the best. Ladybug's like, no, vanilla sucks. You can never please everybody. Wait, no. Now Jen's saying vanilla added to soda and such is good, but just plain ice cream. No, thanks. Gotcha. I understand what you're saying. Vanilla as an additive. So what I'm into now, with my J-Lo routine, what I've gotten into is white chocolate chips. So you got to have something to get you through the day. So I've got cashews, white chocolate chips, and organic, because it has to be organic. I will only do organic. What are the little red things called? You have them, cranberries, because I don't trust corporate cranberries. I don't trust corporate cran. So and then you have to be like this big ape hands, and then I have to just be dainty and eat one. So I eat about 150 calories of everything mixed together. And that's a great treat in the day. Then I eat that 17 times a day. And that's how you do that. You're welcome. I feel kind of weird without my wing woman here, because I'm like, what if I say something stupid? No one's going to bonk me on the head. Wait. Disgruntled Octopus is here. Aloha! So sorry. I did not see you, but now I do. So, retract apology. All good, Spam. You can't even know how many times I've stuffed a spelling on while chatting. I see. Yes. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Dan Decor promoted cookies. Also sit with a shopper's history for 30 days. Yeah, you could get rid of your cooks. Oh, wait. Okay, I see I respectfully disagree. Biff Boffo, I have to get down there. Me too. I get so excited. Okay, Paul Rose, your job. Our job as sellers is to find the best way to make things work, even if eBay is against us. We keep doing tests and build knowledge to find our path. Absolutely, that's it. are there some side jobs we have to take on? I mean, in my case, I have the ability to take on some jobs. I can basically have 2 windows open and be doing both jobs simultaneously. So that's the route I'm taking currently. This is the first time we've had to, since she's, left the workforce and we're just working together. This is the first time we've really had to interject any extra curricular work. But it's actually a really fun project. It's hardly work at all. I get paid well, and it's I actually did sneak out a couple things. I said the word publicist once. I'll say it again she's not here to bonk me. So I said publicist. I am technically right now working on simply website and Shopify. I'm good at Shopify stores and such. So I'm working on that. And then this is revolving around a famous artist person who I am involved with the posthumous art dissemination store and stuff. So it's a complicated big thing, and I can't really talk about it too much because it's not even mine to talk about so much. But yes, I do have credentials. I have some credentials. Like big dummy. Yes, Jack, I'm aware of that. Okay, sorry. Where's the big one? Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm starting at the bottom and working up. Okay, good. We have found a good place. I do see great show friend Josh Galt is here. Welcome. Was I quiet for a second? It seemed like a half hour as quiet. Dead air. It hurts. Motorcycle Dork. I am going to keep listing till April. If things don't drastically improve on eBay, I will stop listing and move on altogether. Hate to see that happen, Motorcycle Dork. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if moving on altogether. Again, this is the biggest platform. We're gonna a couple of things are gonna happen. We're gonna hear, earnings are gonna come out in a week or so. At that point, we're gonna be able to do absolutely nothing. We're going to hope that there's some sort of reckoning, but there probably won't be. And what we could hope to hear is some sort of recognition that they know that sellers are suffering. I doubt we'll get that. But I'm not sure any other platforms are going to be any better, which is why I sort of came up with that idea that you gotta keep platform jumping. As more platforms are going to start to appear, and you just got to keep jumping. But eBay, at this point, is always going to be there until it isn't. But if I can do things like just list everything on Bonanza, it's gross. I know. It sounds gross. I don't want to be on Bonanza, but it just sucks all your items up from eBay and just lists them there. So I'll do that. I can do that. Okay, there was the respectful disagree. Algorithm gives up. That is. Let's see. Sales. Okay, so Biff is in April going to cut the price of his oldest items by 50%. That's a great way. I've sort of been doing that. I've told you, and I don't think I finished that thread of comment where I said that. So from the first of the year, I did the nuclear resetting my store every day. First 9 days of the year were bad for everybody. Just Josh, remember that 9 days were no sales for everybody. So I don't think that had anything to do with you, but that's okay. You don't like to do that part, but I do, and I'm still doing it. But what happened was that I also lowered the price by 1% a day. So in 30 days, that item is going to be not quite effectively 30% off, because after you take off 1%, then every time you take off 1%, it's a little tiny bit less. So if you do 1% 30 days in a row, I don't think you end up with exactly 30% off that item. It might be a little bit less. But anyway, when I got to a month, and I did start to see some pickup towards the end of February. I'm sorry, towards the, oh, when did I see that? Like 2 weeks ago, let's say. Towards the end of January, I saw things pick up, and then I reset the numbers. And probably like the first week of February, sometime into February, I jacked everything back up 15%. So I dropped down 30, jacked up 15. Then I saw a slowdown in sales again. So I think that going down 1% a day during the reset was actually pushing, sales. So right now I'm maybe 15 days out from when I jacked it up 15. So now I'm back down to the end of January. I'm not, don't follow my numbers exactly. What I'm saying is that I went down about 30 days, jacked it back up 15, then sales slowed down, and now I'm back down that 15% that I had jacked it up. And although we had really bad sales up until yesterday, between yesterday and while I've been on here, I have 3 more. So we had 10 sales in the past 2 days. Is that from that lowering the 1% daily? I mean, that can't not work, right? Eventually I'll get down to 50%. In another 20 days, most of the stuff, although I do independent price checks, things I know that I don't want to lower too much. But the general items like Atari cartridges and 45 records that aren't, test pressings, ultra collectible, those things I'm just letting ride lower 1% a day. So there's that. Dendicor Depot says, we are not doing badly, but we are not growing. Yes, no growth, 0 growth. That's the frustrating part. It's been about a 25% 90-day sell-through rate in my store last March. In April, I was pushing about 38%. I can't quote those numbers to you because I don't know them off the top of my head. I have looked at a lot of numbers, and then I promptly forget them all because I don't like them. Stop doing that. Okay, I got you. I got you now. I'm zeroing in on the last comment. There's about 20 left. I'm going to do it. Outdoor Worlds is answering Jack R.E. Bonanza. Yes, you can sell everything and connect your eBay. Connect your eBay. Yeah, Jack, it just sucks everything out of your eBay. Bonanza is a glorified Google shopping site that works with eBay's code. But you don't get any sales on it. I mean, everyone says that, yeah, it's great in theory, but there's no sales. So I don't know, can you work with the sales? But everyone also does say you get 1 or 2 a month, but maybe you can grow that into 1 or 2 a week. And if so, I'd be happy with that. But with the amount of effort it takes, sure, let's do that. Bonanza. Josh says people used to fight over video games at the Goodwill. Now they fight over used vibrators. Yes, I mean, true that. So I think we should all go to the thrift store and buy. I mean, if he's going to tell us all those high sell-through rate items, maybe we should take him up on it and go, empty the thrift stores of those things. I'm not going to do it. So I'm not actually going to do that, but I do notice these items now. Now that, and I watch them, I notice them. It's silly, but I've seen the vibrator in the box, with the double thing and neck. Sure. Yeah, I've seen that. I seen it. Gross Josh, Jen says. Exactly. Pokey looks utterly disgusting back there. He's uncovered and nobody's trolling him. Pokey, are you okay, babe? Do you need to come up here? You want to come up with Dad? Yeah, every time I speak a word, he shakes, and that's the Chihuahuas know how to elicit the pathetic. Like he couldn't. Yes, he works on his pathetic faces, but right now he's got the good one on. Oh boy. Let's see. Josh, do you win those fights? Good for sorry. Bean, Josh. I hope you had one snowboarding buddy. And test them on their face. Wait, maybe I missed a comment. Don't know. It's like a puzzle. Just got to work through it. Biff Boffo, 80% of sellers are not suffering according to eBay surveys. That's a lie. It's inaccurate. I don't like lie. Lie's not an inaccuracy. Biff, I certainly believe that it's not 80%. Like I believe I demonstrated, or other people demonstrated, if you take a survey through eBay, and you hit a 1, if it's a 1 through 5, highly agree, highly disagree, people say that they get kicked out of the survey. And I theorize, mind you, that because numbers matter so much and you need certified numbers from everywhere, survey companies are certified. They are bonded. They are certified because people make calculated business decisions based on surveys and numbers. And they don't want all these negative ones, so they just drop it. They just like, oops, errored out. It errored. That one survey errored. So they just drop it. If you do 1, they drop it. If you do a 2, you've got, I guess maybe they'll keep a 2, but if you do a 1, they just drop you. I mean, that's why I theorize. I'm right because I understand how some of these places work, and they design software to work for them. Let me see. Decor Depot is helping replace LED boards in our local AAA baseball stadium for the rest of the week as a 1099 contractor. Great deal, right? Am I right? That's a second job. And you're helping the AAA baseball stadium. Jack says disgruntled octopus must be great to be able to snag 8 of those massagers at a time when thrifting. Oh, my goodness. Seriously. I'm skipping some of you. Sorry, you said a lot. A lot of you said a lot. Motorcycle dork. Why not chase me off completely? Fees off 200,000 in sales, then cut in half overnight. Why? It doesn't make business. It doesn't make business sense until we find out what their business strategy is, and it may be their strategy may be killing us off. And if that is their strategy, they are doing it right. Disgruntled Octo. Haha, Jack. If I come across 8 of them, I would imagine the havoc I could achieve. Yes, and I'm going to mute myself while I say, you're welcome, Patricia. I muted myself, and I still got to say what I needed to say. Let's see. Outdoor World says, Primo Kimo, lowering the price is not helping. The algorithm does not like items that are losing value. Well, Outdoor Worlds, that is why I jack up the price too. So you do have to, sometimes the jacking up of the price is what sells the items. And it does. But if you're going lower and low, like I was, over 30 days lowering prices, they're brand new items, probably, maybe, because I'm ending and selling similar every day. Maybe that's why I can get away with it, but maybe that's not why. So I'm not lowering the prices. I'm ending and selling similar an item with a 1% lower price, which I think that's how eBay sees it. Sal's Mercado, aloha, welcome. Sorry it took me so long to get here. 220. That wasn't that long ago. Just a few minutes ago. I'm like some sort of professional here, almost. Not really at all. Let's see. Decor Depot, correct. Get about 1 to 2 a month out of Bonanza with 0 effort. And then that's the important part. Just add a couple of little things with 0 effort. Got to figure out, got to work with these cross-posting softwares and find the ones that are good. There is one that's out there, I forget, List, maybe LYST, is that what it's called? And it's an extension. It's a Chrome extension, and they're giving it away right now. In fact, I think they're still giving a year away for YouTubers that do videos. John is I think he's actually promoting it, Flipping Ain't Easy. And he's also promoted Vendu before, so I know he's used them, and he doesn't have anything negative to say about them. I have nothing to say about them, having not used them at all. And those of you who have used them, I'm sure a lot of people have tried Vendu. I'm not sure about this List one or whatever it's called, the Chrome extension. I actually increase my prices 1 to 2% every month. You could do that. I mean, it depends on what you're selling. I mean, I start really high, and then I have plenty of room to go down. So that's why I'm doing it in this particular sense. But don't get me wrong, I do jack up the price. I mean, and again, I do receive sales on the jack up. Outdoor Worlds, never promote over 5%, especially your parts. That's what she said. Don't 5%, yeah, 5%'s even a lot. I would say 2.6. I'm not sure people can show you differences between percentages. Although I would like to see them. So show me. Jack, I sure hope Primo Kimo hasn't broken an ankle again. Why is he saying that? What did I do? James did some great high PL that showed it really didn't work. I did not break another ankle. Why are you saying that, though? You want to know how bad eBay really is? I have over 1,000 items listed. This is Gangban. I think I almost said something lame. Gangland Legacy. You want to know how bad eBay is? I have over 1,000 items listed on eBay and used to hit 3,000 week prior to April. I have 49 listings on Depop of all places, and yesterday sold the same amount as eBay. So, congratulations, by the way. Because that's what my happy face is for right now. My here comes the sun. Because my heart is open to it all now. Reselling is I'm no longer an eBay reseller. I am a reseller, but not an eBay exclusive one. And, I really feel a little sad about that. I wish Jamie would cry a tear for me for losing me. He should. Cry for me, Jamie. Cry. Patricia, hey, Primo, I'm not the prude you think. No, you just don't like it. I understand. I am fine. Also, my wife, I mean, I've cracked her up. I've gotten her in tears with that's what she says, but it's not necessarily highbrow. So I'm fine with curtailing it mostly. Motorcycle Dork says, I don't think they even know what they want at this point. Yeah, they want all the money and they don't want to do anything else, and they don't want to spend any money doing anything. They don't want to secure new people, buyers, sellers. They don't want to back up. Although I did get a neutral feedback from an eBay international sale. A person didn't like, I had 12 pictures of a book, but he didn't like it. And the comment said, I had eBay refund me and I threw the book in the trash. And I'm like, okay, good for you. So I use the eBay. First of all, it's an eBay international shipping. I shouldn't get any negative or neutral feedback from that. And they immediately took it off. So I didn't call them. I just used their thing and it was gone. So that does work. Probably because I had the righteousness of the seller protection. That's why. So yeah, I guess we talk about that. The Bonanza. I don't know Depop. I don't really know Depop. I'm definitely still going to be very concerned about the different platforms and how they work and stuff, but I'm not scared of doing it now, at least. I'm not scared of doing it. I'm fine. I was trying to be a chihuahua there for a second with hyper shakes. Gangland, you want? Oh wait, I already read that, and then I want to read. Then there's Patricia's prude comment. Then there's John is pushing Tree Cat. Okay, so Tree Cat software right now. It looks pretty good. I haven't tried it. It's cheap. You pay after you win, not before. And that's a great model. Excuse me. Patricia, haha, had the same thought about promoting his parts. You did. If people promoted at 15% and gave them tons of sales, then lots of people would be willing to do it. Yep. Actually, give us what you're offering. Don't make it a maybe. Make it if you want us to pay you a for sure 15%, make it a for sure increase. Disgruntled Octopus Granny is also promoting Tree Cat, and we don't even have it. Well, you do what you got to do. For your Granny. I do think it looks kind of cool, you know. Looks kind of cool. I've noticed, Dendacor Depot says, I've noticed a difference between 2 and 4, but I'm in some saturated markets. Yeah, I mean, I may be in I'm really not in saturated markets. You know, my niches are not satu. So that might be why I don't see the difference. But James is insaturated, and he doesn't see a lot either. Well, not in those two. No, he went all the way up to like 29%, which is bold, I will say. And yeah, I don't think going above 4% is good. Now, what has 30%? Doesn't somebody have 30%? I forget. 30% would sort of be like, I would never use eBay again above 30%. I won't use it now at 30%, but I wouldn't use it above 30%. That would be like my no, I don't even use this anymore. It would take that much. Tree Cat is offering something in exchange for flogging it. They give you a free year of it, which I don't know what that means, because you pay when something sells. So I'm not sure what a free year. I guess you can just sell as many things as you want in a year. That's super cool. I would try to sell a lot of things in that case. Polish Pete says ramping up PL percentage will give you nothing. If you can get better placement. Whoa, that's an interesting spelling of placement, but I actually knew what it meant for that. Placement is not determined by percentage, but by probability of selling and percentage. Yes. And you've made that, you've pointed that out, and I totally believe that. You know, the algorithm works on the calculating the percentage of sale. The best thing, obviously the best thing for eBay, but also takes into account the possibility of 2 different items selling. Which one's going to sell better? They're going to promote that one. Boop, 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 boop. Freya, aloha, welcome. I sold 16 yesterday. You guys, what's happening here? Is Kevin Commonwealth Picker put out a video today that I only watched the very beginning. I didn't have time. We're gonna go to Bed Bath & Beyond, but I didn't have time. About did the eBay bubble pop? He's not talking about anything new. He's always a little behind. But did the eBay bubble pop? Are we popping it? Is it popping currently? Are we in the pop? Because it feels like that. The problem is we said that last fall, and then people who were still having, were selling high sell-through rate items, were still selling everything's great. And we're in the fourth quarter. So now we're not in the fourth quarter. Like, once we're going to get through a year, and then people are going to have to admit that, there's been some big changes here. And the question is, did eBay pop? Did they lose did they lose it? Are they ever going to be able to regain it? Can they regain it? Do they want it? These are the questions. These are the questions that we'll never find the answers to. Let's see. Motorcycle Dork says, I've been, and Freya, that was a comment on yours, selling 16 and only 2 were on eBay. eBay, come on. Maybe they're turning into something else. Maybe they're pivoting away from sales. I don't know. Motorcycle Dork, I've been at the suggested rate for a long time. 15 plus 2. Where's my angry? No. I'm not angry at you, Motorcycle Dork. I'm just angry that, that you're forced to do that because you need it to work. And so, I'm just, it makes me reel. I reel from it. Gangland said, did you see that eBay ended the monthly chat? Yes, I did. They're using the answers they used to answer seller questions about anything, and then they just completely abandoned it out of nowhere. Yeah, well, it used to be a weekly one at one point, and then it used to be a monthly one, and now basically they're saying TS, wait for the quarterly, whatever seasonal reseller BS. Their big dumb thing where they make everything all shiny and glossy. You got to check in for the reseller. Do. Okay, I checked in. Now what? I don't know. Got to check in like 7 times. It doesn't do anything. You get there. It's like, you're teaching me the same thing year after. Anyway, sorry. Appreciate the outreach, eBay. It's not enough, and it's too shiny. Patricia, if they don't say it in writing, people can't hold them accountable. Not exactly sure, but that's a true statement. Let's see, Dendicor, gonna fire up the red dragon, Kimo? Which red dragon? Which red dragon? There's so many red dragons. Well, the first thing I think about is the fourth movie in the what's the movie with the brain eating and the lady and they eat the brain? See, when you get old, everything goes bad. But you can remember Buffalo Bill. You can remember like the bad parts of the movie, but you just can't remember the movie name. The fourth one was called Red Dragon, though, I believe, in that series. I need new glasses, Polish P says. That's a fact. You know what? That's one of the things to take care of yourself. If you're old, like at 50 years old, your eyes just go bad. They just go one level bad. They just go bad. And then you have to get glasses. That's pretty much what happens. And if you need new glasses like I do right now, treat yourself to an optometrist visit. Go get new glasses because I have a feeling that that's going to change my perspective on things. That was a joke. Anytime Pickers here. eBay sucks. Hello, everyone. Yeah, that's about right. Patricia, I keep postponing actual prescription glasses. You got to get them. I mean, it changes your life. It's like, you now have to be a different person. So I had some Ray-Bans, some Wayfarers that I had from when I was a kid. I sat on the glasses and busted out the lenses, the green lenses they were black. And I just had them since I was a kid, since like before I was 18. I just carried them around with me. So I had lenses put in those, and those were awesome for a while. And then those just literally fell apart. And then I got these. But yeah, it's a new part of your face. But it's kind of fun too. I lean into things as I get older. I like to lean into getting older. Roman says, I know one thing for sure. 100 years, eBay won't exist anymore. You are right. The question is, what's the over-under on 100? I mean, in 10 years, will they be around? I don't know. I mean, they just need enough time to finish looting the stuff, hoarding the cash. And once they get the cash, then the stockholders, stockholders, I want to call them Stockholm syndrome. They get all the money, and then and then they leave everybody going, "Hey, what happened?" So that I think we're in the third stage of shitification of eBay, and possibly other platforms too. I mean, Amazon isn't that great. Amazon annoys me, but I also go there when I need stuff like a UV pen, and they have it. You mean an eBay pep rally with scripted everything? Yes, exactly. And really not answering a question. They're answering non-questions. This is corporate America, though, so I don't always hold eBay accountable to it. But you're a very interesting business, eBay, where you've positioned yourself between two set groups of people that are not part of your corporation. And because of that, you owe us a lot more than you give us. That's what she says. Fava beans, exactly. What is it? Tale of the Lost Monkey. Tale of the Golden Moth. Nobody knows. Nobody can remember anything anymore. It's the fertilizer. Patricia, I've actually gotten prescriptions for new glasses and am stalling on it. You got to get them. They do all of a sudden you're like, oh, snap, I can read. You still can't read the small print on prescriptions. And like Advil bottle, it's like, the pull-out paper, you still can't read that, though. least I can. Although these are bifocals. That's why a lot of times I'm going up like this. I'm actually using the bifocal part, which probably looks weird because I don't like doing that. Because then I'm blind, sort of, up here, everywhere else, but I can read the words. Optometrists make $1 million a year. They do. It's a good business, especially if you buy the frames from them. But since we're on eBay, you should go and buy the coolest frames off of eBay. Buy some vintage frames. Do something fun with your frames, unless you like new ones. But I mean, we're vintage, so usually anything cool we buy is vintage. Biff Baffa's going to come in here, and he has a breaking news story. And he's just saying what we all know. Nothing's happening in March. I'm still saying let's hold out till March happens. Let's see if something happens in March. Let's see if the if sort of the back channel information. There's multiple sources kind of coming around the end of the first quarter as some sort of they're done with doing stuff. But I do believe you will see no difference in April from March or now. But that's just me. I guess my cynic is coming out. But my optimistic side says something will happen to make the platform usable. But maybe nothing's going to really change. It may just become more usable due to something else. I don't know. Me changing. I don't know. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy, welcome. Thank you for showing. Amy, my glasses come tomorrow. I bought them online from Lingo, Liingo. March is just another deadline that will be missed. Of course, yeah, I know. It is, and these are carrots because they give us a perfectly quarter, a space of 1 quarter, a carrot every time. And the carrot gets smaller, gets less attractive. Anytime Picker, me and Paul know for sure that in about 75 years, we'll be selling on eBay from a nursing home. If I live for 75 years, please don't let me live for 75 years. I would be 125 years old. If there's a way to live, no, I'd be 179 years, 29 years old. I don't want to live that long. Thank you. Thank you. Silver Hair Stacker says, I leaned into getting older and got here. Yeah, I mean, you're not stopping it. It's coming. So I'm looking for all the discounts, joined, whatever that thing's called, AARP. I'm looking next year. I turn 55, and, I think I can go to Applebee's. I don't go to Applebee's, but I might because I think they give discounts for. I'm going to any early bird special anywhere. I mean, we did used to go to vacation in also not just Hawaii, but Palm Springs. And that's how you go to feel old when you're young. And I just remember, I've mentioned this story before, how I just fell in love with the place when I saw this 80-year-old man. It's 100 degrees outside. He's got on a cardigan sweater, golf pants, a hat. He's looking chilly, and he's going into Ralph's, to get whatever. And I'm just like, that's me. I want to be that guy right there. That's what I want to do. And he drove in a big square 70s American car, like a nice one. And that's me. That's what I want to be. Okay, they're starting to. Okay, Gus Hughes. You were speaking of Hannibal Lecter, and I believe the last one was called Red Dragon. Yes, thank you very much. It'll be interesting when Q4 numbers come out to see how many buyers they have lost. Once again, Outdoor World says, yeah, I mean, and again, if you can't trust these numbers in the back room, you can't. There's a lot of obfuscation. That's one of my words. There's a lot of obfuscation. They hide it. I mean, they hide stuff. So, and they hide it through not hiding it, through making it be different. So it's not a lie. It's just, it's gerrymandering, essentially, their numbers. And corporations, that's what they do. I mean, that's why they take months to release their yearly reports and their quarterly reports. They get a gerrymander a lot. A silence of the land chops. Thank you, Silver Hair Stacker. Anytime Picker Jen, I think eBay wants to change their business into OnlyFans type, something like that for sure. The March Miracle will just be a whole new set of ways to promote your listings. Yeah, Paul, that's probably what they'll be. Anybody here actually go in? We still haven't heard what Jet Fixer had to say. Diamante Dave, he talked to them and then he has vaporized. So I'm not sure who he shared with. Maybe Hey Froze. I still want to hear back from him if he wants to let us know what happened. But anybody else in here actually able to take place in that where it wasn't something other than just marketing and bank account, something to do with bank account, and it was it Ladybug? That Ladybug had one that wasn't necessarily about that, but it was more about they were asking if she was full-time, part-time, a corporation, LLC, and I think about money, leaving money in the account because they want to be a bank. I know that. So let's see. And yeah, I would expect a higher value fee too. I mean, they raise those all the time anyway. So March will probably be worse, right, Biff? That's Patricia. Everyone's pretty much saying, yeah, March will happen. It will not be better. It will maybe be worse. But worse again is relative to the fact that we are still, at this point anyway, living in a fairly stable environment. As this year goes on, who knows what will happen to everything. So that's the way that goes. But hope does spring eternal, of course.
It is all
and James is here.
What's going on, fellow humans and resellers?
Is this live or is it Memorex? Good day to you, James. Welcome. Anytime Picker. eBay said if they go out of business, all their sellers will get 1 year unemployment benefits with medical insurance included. Aren't they little sweets? They're little sweethearts. Yeah, so on your birthday, JRKR is pointing out, get the Goodwill discount on your next birthday. So on your birthday, everybody here, go in to your Goodwill and buy all the J-Ride J-Ride selections, and we'll try to make this work. Let's see here. Motorcycle Dork at Patricia, absolutely, based on the sales activity I've had on Facebook Marketplace lately. I don't know what would be a good use of my time. Motorcycle Dork. At some point, I'll talk to you. I don't know do you have a Shopify store up? I mean, that's a good thing. One thing you can do if you have really super unique items is you could absolutely Shopify and Google Ads. I mean, you're gonna get some traction with that. I don't know how much, because you will get into that kind of zone where you end up spending thousands a month on Google Ads, but you're making tens of thousands. This is my understanding of where you have to be for it all to work out, but it does work out, and you can do that yourself. You don't need eBay, but you definitely have to have a certain level that can support it. That kind of spending on advertising. But when you have like $400 items and they're all $400 items, maybe you can afford $100 of that $400. I'm not saying do that. That sounds crazy. But that's what some businesses do, for sure. I would say probably. Does Apple do that? Does, that's what the biggest companies do. They spend a pretty big portion on advertising. Motorcycle Dude with Facebook groups are taking the niche down to specific models. I have so many parts for different models that require an incredible amount of work. Okay, so that's why. Which is why, you could have a website and then go to the groups and say, here's the website, which it is all separated into what they want. Maybe. that works. Patricia Jack, do you think that there's potential for your group's model for Dork with various makes, models of bikes? Talking about selling to groups. I mean, groups are good. It's a lot of work, and I've had, limited success. I mean, it's the groups for sure. You have to be very, you have to go get the people kind of almost. There's nothing automatic about it. Let's see. LHO73, aloha. Does it matter which browser you used? And I'm not sure. If you want to let me know again what that's referring to. I don't remember what I was saying. RE, the browser. Patricia Dork, let me say this gently. Look for ways to make it work. Yes. And that's where we are. I mean, you can't give up. You can go do different things. But I wouldn't no one's giving up. That's why we're all here. We're not giving up on this eBay dream. Even the more dreamy it becomes. We're trying to break it. We're trying to break through. We're trying to make this work again. So eventually it will. I mean, eventually on some level it will. Whether we're willing to stay with that's a different story for sure. Biff Boffo, I'm ready to slash prices at a moment's notice. Wait, but Biff, you're not giving any discounts on shipping, right? F shipping. No discounts on shipping. You can have all my stuff for free, but you're paying full shipping, full freight. Pokey. Poke. Pokes, where are you, babe? Where's my babe? Now I'm all alone. Uh-oh. It's getting cold and spooky in here. Oh, it's also been 2 hours. So I can go. If I can literally get to the bottom, which I'm literally 10. Now 11. Stop it. Does it matter which browser you use? Sorry. Dork, let me say this gently. Okay. Patricia could have sales set up in a certain way, maybe parts for certain makes. Hi, babe. You want to come to Dad? Come here. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. Are you the sweetest little babe? You need to be in Daddy's arms because you're all alone. You're all alone, sweetie. Okay. So let's finish this off, okay? Anytime Picker is smiling. Pokey has gone. He's right here. Now I got him. He's going to get into trouble. You're not a troublemaker, are you? You're just the most precious little guy. You don't do he's never done anything wrong, ever. Never have you. No. Motorcycle Dork, that's exactly the plan. Once everything is on my Shopify, I can put it in the Facebook groups. That's a great solution, and you should be doing that. Yep. Someday it will. More LSD nightmare than dreamy right now, Primo. On LSD, eBay will always be good, perhaps, but not. Yeah, no. No, I don't think I would have a good trip. I mean, I'm an older guy now, but I don't think it would be fun to have all this stuff happening in the background and trying to be psychedelically happy and free. I mean, eBay does weigh us down a little bit. Okay, I'm at the end of the comments, and I thank you all very much for joining me. I have a little guy here who is kind of like falling asleep in my arm. Jesus, look at this little guy. He's so precious. So I'm going to take Pokey. We're going to go have a little, you want to go have a little nap? You want to get some treats and go have a little treat nap? You want to go have a little treat nap cuddle sash? Let's have a treat nap cuddle sash. That's what all the people want to hear about. Okay, guys. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for joining, and thanks for being here. We'll be back on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and then Friday at 4 o'clock. And I still don't have a good sign-off word, so I'm going to say good luck. That's all. That's all I can say. Well, Paul Rose says aloha, fingers crossed for all of us. That's our new saying. Aloha and fingers crossed for all of us. See you guys on Wednesday. Have a great day.